So we've been through like 20 tests now, and we'll probably have like 56 more to go. There'll be so much work to do, so many exams to cover, so much content, so much stress. But what if I could say there are some useful websites that you can use that would make revising a lot more easier and even help boost your grade? People always ask me, Somya, how do you revise? And usually I use these websites every single time. The thing that separates the better students from the average students is the techniques that they use as well as what they use. We all learn the same stuff, it's just that the better students use better resources. As most likely, the better students use these websites, which I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm convinced if people use these websites, then a lot more people will be getting higher grades. Let's just get into it. Now, the websites which you probably already know are things like Seneca, BBC Bitesize, and YouTube. If you're watching this video, you'll know about YouTube. These are great because they give you different info in different ways, and can also give you questions. But I prefer to use websites like PMT. PMT goes through the specification for many exam boards. The specification is the thing that it contains what you're meant to learn. So basically, PMT goes through what could possibly be on the test. For example, let's go through physics. PMT, let's just pick a topic, motion and forces. PMT has detailed summary notes that go through what you're meant to learn. These summary notes are what I use to make my mind maps. PMT also has flashcards and topic questions, and the topic questions are useful for active recall, which I talked about in my video about boosting your grades up. So practice questions are what probably better students use to learn, or use when preparing for tests, for exams. So let's go through Newton's laws. There's lots of exam style questions which I use the day before a test to learn or go through how well I've learned the content. And if I don't get a certain question right, or I'm pretty bad at certain types of questions, I'll revise those topics or content and then do the questions again. PMT also goes through English. PMT includes notes, characters, themes for each literature text that you need. PMT also goes through context, which is important as that allows you to get higher grades in English literature. There is also some information about how to answer exam style questions. PMT has also included a quote bank to go through very important quotes for things like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Finally, PMT has put together all the previous exams or the past papers on one section on the website so you can go through, test yourself, see how well you know the content. And that is all on one website. This website covers science and English at GCSE. Now for science, a different website that you can use is called SaveMyExams. It has exam style questions and notes on the maths and 3 sciences at GCSE for many exam boards. The revision notes that they use are similar to PMT and are based off the specification. I use SaveMyExams alongside PMT for my numerous revision strategy. SaveMyExams also goes through the specification, but it looks at the specification at a different way. So you get the same sort of message across, but there's different information. The different info on the different websites could help you understand the topic that you might not learn from revision guides or from one website. The other benefit of using SaveMyExams is that there's more practice questions, and that's important for active recall and understanding how well you know the content and the topics. SaveMyExams goes through maths, which PMT doesn't do, so that's why I also use SaveMyExams. For the math side of it, it has topic questions, past papers and revision notes. So you can go through things like trigonometry, Pythagoras, or even just basic algebra. And then you test yourselves using the topic question. Now PMT goes through English, so an alternative to that, you could use SparkNotes. SparkNotes has summaries and overviews of each chapter of any text that you're writing or studying. So that's, for example, go to Macbeth. For Macbeth, there's a study guide, a no fear translation. So basically, it translates the sort of Shakespearean language that the text is written in into standard English. They also have key questions and how to answer them. For the study guide, there's plot overviews, analysis of different scenes and acts, not chapters, to play. There's a character list, There's main ideas like themes, motifs, symbols. There's also quotes sectioned off by theme, such as ambition, guilt. And there's also quotes by section. And they've also got quotes sectioned off by characters, like Macbeth, and by symbol and setting. So there's quotes about the weather, and there's quotes about Scotland. Now, again, there's a section for context, and there's also quizzes which you can use to test how well you know the plot. And for literature, you need to know the plot well. So those quizzes will help you to see how much you understand the plot. Now, my favourite thing about SparkNotes is that when you look at quotes, it can be a little bit difficult to know the meaning behind it. And SparkNotes explains what each quote means and the deeper meanings behind it. And that's the thing which helps you get the higher marks. Now, I know that learning English, it's difficult when you're looking through words on a website, because English is a subject which is easier to understand through voice. So there's 3 YouTube channels which you can use. You'll know 2 of them, Mr. Sal's and Mr. Bruff. But the other one which I want to highlight is called Mr. Everything English. They go through some of the main texts, such as Macbeth, Jekyll and Hyde, Romeo and Juliet, for example. They also have videos on English language paper 1 and 2, which you don't have from any of the websites which I mentioned. They also go through how you're meant to structure your answers to English language, and go through the main structural features and language features that you need to know for English language. For example, they've made videos on how to learn ambitious vocabulary, how to write pretzel paragraphs, and they've also recently made videos on how to answer the poetry questions. So there are the higher level websites which I use to help me get grades 8 and 9. These websites go through similar stuff, but it helps as you see the content from different views. And the most important thing are the exam style questions on the websites, or the quizzes, as they are useful for active recall and make you try and recall key information for the exam. These exam style questions and information are useful to remember for any assessments. But that's all from me today. I hope you found this video helpful, and hopefully this helps you boost your grade. But for now, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.